One thing that people hate the most in history is the word dictator. The true form of monsters, or you can say a human form of the devil himself, those who rule the countries and kingdoms for their personal goals and extreme brutality. Today we will explore 10 such most brutal dictators from history to modern. 1. Sargon of Akkad. One of the first known emperors ruled the Akkadian Empire in Mesopotamia with unparalleled ruthlessness. He built his empire through relentless military campaigns, conquering neighboring cities and leaving a trail of destruction. Sargon's armies were notorious for slaughtering entire populations, enslaving the survivors, and looting resources. His conquests often involved terror tactics, such as displaying the decapitated heads of defeated kings as warnings. Sargon's brutal approach set a violent precedent for future rulers in ancient Mesopotamia. 2. Ashurbanipal. The last great king of Assyria was infamous for his extreme cruelty during warfare. His military campaigns against Elam, Babylon, and other regions were marked by mass executions, including flaying his enemies alive and displaying their skins on city walls. Ashurbanipal's brutality extended to his own people, where he mercilessly crushed any opposition. His reign saw the systematic destruction of cities and the enslavement of countless civilians. The terror he spread was a key tool in maintaining his empire's dominance. 3. Qin Shi Huang. First Emperor of China, unified the warring states through sheer force and terror. His reign is remembered for its harsh legalism, where laws were strictly enforced with severe punishments. Qin Shi Huang ordered the burning of books that contradicted his views and buried over 460 scholars who defied him. The construction of the Great Wall and his grand mausoleum involved the forced labor of hundreds of thousands, many of whom died due to brutal working conditions. His obsession with immortality led to bizarre and often deadly experiments on his subjects. 4. Caligula. The Roman emperor ruled with sadistic cruelty and unrestrained madness. Known for his erratic behavior, Caligula executed people for trivial reasons and often indulged in torturing his enemies. He forced noble families to witness the executions of their loved ones, imposed random punishments, and even declared himself a god, demanding worship. His lavish spending and brutal purges drained the empire's resources. Caligula's reign was marked by terror, paranoia, and senseless cruelty, making him one of Rome's most infamous emperors. 5. Ivan the Terrible. Also known as Ivan the Terrible, was the first Tsar of Russia and ruled with unprecedented brutality. His creation of the Oprichnina, a secret police force, allowed him to terrorize the Russian nobility and commoners alike. Ivan's paranoia led to mass executions, torture, and the confiscation of lands. The massacre of Novgorod, where his forces slaughtered tens of thousands, stands as one of his most notorious acts. Ivan's cruelty extended even to his own family. He murdered his son in a fit of rage, displaying a level of brutality that shocked his contemporaries. 6. Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan, the founder of the Mongol Empire, was one of history's most feared conquerors. His military campaigns across Asia and Europe were marked by extreme violence and mass slaughter. Genghis Khan's forces used terror as a psychological weapon, massacring entire cities and piling the skulls of their enemies to instill fear. His conquests are estimated to have caused the deaths of up to 40 million people, drastically reducing the global population. Despite his reputation as a unifier and lawgiver, his methods were marked by unparalleled brutality. 7. Adolf Hitler. The dictator of Nazi Germany led one of the most destructive regimes in modern history. Hitler's ideology of racial purity led to the systematic genocide of 6 million Jews during the Holocaust, alongside millions of other victims, including Roma, disabled individuals, and political dissidents. His aggressive expansionist policies sparked World War II, leading to the deaths of over 60 million people worldwide. Hitler's regime used concentration camps, forced labor, and brutal medical experiments, revealing the horrifying extent of his cruelty. 8. Joseph Stalin. The leader of the Soviet Union ruled with an iron fist and unmatched brutality. The Great Purge saw millions of people executed, imprisoned, or exiled to brutal labor camps known as gulags. Stalin's forced collectivization policies caused widespread famine, particularly in Ukraine, where millions died during the Holodomor. His paranoia led to the persecution of perceived enemies, including loyal party members, intellectuals, and ordinary citizens. Stalin's reign caused the deaths of an estimated 20 million people, leaving a legacy of fear and oppression. 9. Mao Zedong, founding father of the People's Republic of China, was responsible for some of the most catastrophic policies in modern history. The Great Leap Forward, intended to rapidly industrialize China, led to one of the deadliest famines ever, with an estimated 45 million deaths between 1958 and 1962. Mao's Cultural Revolution further plunged China into chaos, as he encouraged violent purges against perceived enemies, resulting in millions of deaths, widespread torture, and the destruction of cultural heritage. Mao's policies and purges created a climate of fear and repression that affected nearly every Chinese citizen. 10. Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un. The Kim dynasty of North Korea, first under Kim Jong-il and now under Kim Jong-un, has ruled with extreme brutality. The regime's labor camps, known as Kwanli-so, are notorious for torture, starvation, and forced labor. Political dissidents and their families are often imprisoned for life and subjected to inhumane conditions. The government's control over information and strict surveillance maintain an atmosphere of fear, where even minor dissent can result in execution. Famines caused by government policies have led to millions of deaths, and human rights abuses continue under Kim Jong-un's rule, demonstrating a relentless grip on power through terror. These were some of the most brutal dictators history has ever seen, and it's sad to see such people in power, and at the same time, also feel a good hope for a better future. Hope you liked the video. If so, subscribe to the channel and also check the video popping on the screen.